Hello, soccer fans. This is Soccer Tactics World. I'm Eric Summerer, and I'm going to show you how to play this fast-paced, exciting soccer board game. Once you learn these basic rules, you'll be able to enjoy many hours of soccer fun with your family and friends. Let's start with the setup. As you can see, both teams are set up in a traditional 4-4-2 formation. The keeper is placed on one of the two squares in the goal area. The 4 defenders are placed here. The 4 midfielders are placed here. And any 2 strikers are placed along this line. Determine who will kick off the ball by a die roll or flipping a coin. The team kicking off is the offensive team. Place one pawn with the ball on a square in the center circle, and the other striker on the same line. The defensive team must respect a 1 square area around the ball. The offense now kicks off to start the game. They start the timer and roll the die. They move the ball that number of spaces across the line. The ball can move straight or diagonally and can only change direction once. The ball can go over any pawns from either team. I rolled a 4, so I now move the ball 4 spaces. I now roll the die again to move a pawn and attempt to capture the ball. I get a 5. I now move any pawn other than the one who kicked off 5 spaces. My pawn was able to capture the ball. Pawns move the full amount of the die roll. The pawns can move straight or diagonally and can only change directions once. Pawns cannot go through opposition pawns. The defense now rolls their die and tries to get to the square with the ball to battle for it. Both teams now roll their dice to see who wins the battle. The defense rolled a 6 and the offense rolled a 4, so the defense wins and now becomes the team on offense. When battling, the defender pawns always get an extra +1 on top of the die roll. For example, if a defender pawn rolls a 5, it is a 6. When the keeper is involved in a battle, he is worth +2 on top of the die roll. The new offensive team now takes a turn. The offense always does an offensive set when they get sole possession of the ball. The first thing that the offense does is roll the die and move a pawn that amount. You are not moving the pawn that has the ball, but you can move any other field pawn. If you roll a 1, you may move the pawn with the ball together, 1 square in any direction. The second thing that you do is roll the die and pass the ball. I now roll a 2 and pass the ball. I want to pass the ball directly to a teammate so that I can move the ball again. The ball goes directly to a teammate, so I roll the die and pass the ball again. I roll a 4 and pass the ball. It goes directly to a teammate, and that is the end of my turn. The defense now rolls the die and tries to get to the square with the ball and battle for the ball. That's the heart of the game. If you can learn passing and battling, you know most of the game. Of course, there are lots of other little rules in the game that keep things interesting. When you can't pass the ball directly to a teammate, you can move the ball to an empty square. You then immediately roll the die again to try to get a pawn to that square to capture the ball. If you get there, you have captured the ball, and the defense now rolls the die to try to get to that same square to battle for the ball. Once again, both teams roll the dice. This time the offense wins the battle and begins a new offensive set. They roll the die to move a pawn and then roll the die to pass the ball. This continues until somebody gets into scoring position. A pawn that is all alone in the penalty box or on one of these starred long-distance squares is in scoring position. When I pass the ball to a pawn in scoring position, I get to shoot for a goal right away. There is no defensive reaction. So now I spin the spinner or roll the shooting die. A ball means I score! Goal! A red flag means a corner kick, and a number 1 means a goal kick. When you capture the ball in the penalty area, the defense gets to try to get to the square with the ball to battle. If the offense wins the battle, they shoot for a goal. If the defense wins, they go on offense. Of course, every game is different. In some games, there are few scoring chances, and in other games, many. Much like real soccer, winning the battles, those head-to-head matchups, is the heart of the game. So those are the basics. There are just a few more quick rules to cover. If, during a battle, one player rolls a 1 and the other a 6, the pawn rolling the 1 has committed a foul against the other. Take a yellow card and show it to the pawn. This is important as the pawn must learn of their error. Then place it next to that pawn's number on the side of the board. If the same pawn commits a second foul, it gets a red card and is removed from the game. Fouls result in a free kick for the fouled pawn. Give the fouled pawn the ball, and all opposing pawns must respect a 1 square radius around the ball. The fouled player then begins a new offensive set. If the defense fouls the offense inside the penalty box, the offense gets a free penalty shot on goal, with defenders clearing the penalty box. In a goal kick, the opposing team clears the penalty box, and the goalie rolls 2 dice to clear the ball out of the box. The goalie can't touch the ball again until somebody else does. In a corner kick, an offensive pawn starts in the corner with the ball, and starting with the defenders, each team gets to move 3 pawns, one at a time, into position in the penalty box. Once everybody's set, the offense rolls the die to move the ball, and play resumes. Just like real soccer, if an offensive pawn is farther downfield than any of the defensive field players, that pawn is in offside position. If they receive a pass or capture the ball in this area, it results in a free kick for the defense. However, an offensive pawn that starts onside may chase down the ball farther downfield without penalty. That should get you going on your first game. For more information, please see the rules or visit soccertacticsworld.com. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your game.